as far as fudging rolls go, I will never fudge a roll to kill off a player.
Definitely.
Or fudge a roll to save a player. Obviously, there's going to be balance issues. If it's a big screw up on my part where I didn't realize exactly what I was doing, I was testing something and it went awry, I want the opportunity to fix my mistake without destroying the party.
Or completely obvious hand wave in the middle of the action, like, okay, you know, this person comes in and saves the day kind of thing.
Yeah. If the players never see my die, they don't ever know that I royally screwed up when I fix it. It's happened. If it's my fault and I know it's my fault and it'll be on my conscience, then I will do it. I will save the player because I screwed up, and that's not how it's supposed to happen.
I agree with that, and I think that's basically my philosophy as well. I definitely think that it benefits the DM to be able to instill a sense of sort of like integrity or whatever, that players trust that you are in fact being honest to whatever, you know, rules system that you're you know, if you're rolling the dice to do this check for this character, that what's showing up on the die is determining the impact of their action.
And depending on what kind of game you're running, if you're going to manipulate the die to save your party, then you're running a narrative game and dice don't matter. So
why roll in the first place?
Yeah, why roll? And there's nothing wrong with running one of those games so long as that's what everybody wants to do.
Right.
The main thing is consistency. If you're going to do it one way, do it. If you're going to do it the other way, do it. There's no wrong way. The only wrong thing you can do is manipulating the die to the detriment of your party.
I agree. You know, to the detriment of the party is one of those kind of loaded phrases in a certain sense. I will occasionally like boost the damage that someone's doing after I realize, you know, 2 turns in and realize like, oh crap, this isn't as threatening of a combat as it was supposed to be. Stuff like that I think you can get away with as long as you do it quietly. And you know, like, it's not something that your players are obviously catching on to every time, or you know, you can find a way to do it without it looking like you're just kind of like, oh shit, but whenever it's my error, I'm okay with fudging dice, I guess, but I try to avoid any other situations where I'm fudging.
That's exactly my sentiment. If it's my fault and I created an encounter that's about to wipe out the party for no reason, then yeah, I'll drop the level down a little bit. But in the same sense, I have actually fudged the die to make something a little more hard, because I've had a couple encounters that were meant to be more intense. Now, if it's something where your players thought outside the box and used some creative methods to blow something up, that's fine. That's cool. Let them do it. Let them enjoy their creativity. Now, however, if it's something like an instance where I had where my players encountered this thing that was supposed to be really durable, and then basic attacks pretty much destroy this thing in one round, that's less cool. So yeah, I threw a bunch more hit points on this thing to make it last a few more rounds so that they get a sense of accomplishment. And it wasn't anything nefarious. It was I messed up and didn't make the encounter hard enough in the first place.
I agree with that's, you know, you can get into the same sort of spots where we were talking about on the other side of things, where if you're doing that every single time, then again, you know, or if you're not rewarding your players for coming up with a really creative solution for something, while you're not maybe taking away agency in a direct sense, you are taking away the impact of agency. If it's always going to be exactly this difficult no matter what, you know, it's always got to be right at the cusp of killing them no matter what they do, then yeah, it stops mattering, you know, how they go about each interaction, because they know how it's going to come out.
Exactly. I mean, there is a very big difference between you as a DM designing an encounter poorly and the players coming up with a wildly creative way to blow up a balanced encounter. There's a difference. And if you're designing things poorly and you have to fudge some rolls, the number one main thing you can do is to just learn from it and apply that knowledge to the future.
Let them be heroes and insulate yourself from that risk next time.